Hi guys. Well, today's video is about something which is very critical decision in one's life. This is about marriage. Marriage is a lot of hard work and nobody ever said that it was going to be easy. Well, I have been married for last 4 years and in those 4 years I think I have done a lot of other things than being just married to a handsome man. For instance, I was not only working as a full time sales and marketing professional in a startup, I also started my own venture, a social project, in my free times during my weekends for training more than 150 school children for communication and soft skills. I was also preparing for my MBA exams. I wrote the GMAT and scored 730 and then went forward and got admitted to the Indian School of Business. Well, I lived there full time on the campus while my husband was living in Pune. And now I'm ready to join the workforce again. In that whole time, I also wrote several blogs, watched tons of movies, never lost touch with any of my friends, went on 2 foreign trips, went on a couple of domestic trips, and whatnot. Let me tell you about those 5 awkward questions which I asked my husband before we both decided to get married. And truly, it transformed my life. Number one, who will be working? What kind of jobs are we okay with? If both of us are working, how do we manage our house together? This question, as silly as it might sound, is a very critical one. Because you see, you have only 24 hours in a day. Now, if you're going to work for 8 to 12 hours every day, by the time you come back, both of you will be exhausted. So then, who takes the responsibility of what? These might seem to be very trivial questions, but in the long run, as women, we often tend to get disadvantaged because we have never discussed these questions preemptively before getting married. You need to manage your expectation about the time that they're going to give to you exclusively after the marriage. Number two, what are your dreams? What are your goals in life, personally and professionally? I understand that individualism in life is super important. His dreams are his dreams, my dreams are mine. But marriage is like a car. There are 4 wheels, 2 on each side. Now, if the 2 sides of the car, the 4 wheels, do not work in tandem, in sync with each other, the car will not move forward. So, for both the partners, in order to achieve their goals in life, whether it is personal or professional, both of them need to be in it together. Both need to empower each other, motivate each other, and also facilitate certain things for each other. Now, I could go to ISB without any mental pressure and focus on my studies only because I knew that back at home, my husband is taking care of everything. And that decision, that goal of my life is not going to impact our relationship adversely. Whatever small or big goals you have in life, do discuss them with your partner, whether it is an arranged marriage or a love marriage situation. Number three, finance. Even though we all are mature adults, finance in India and discussing about money is still considered a taboo. I know it sounds very bad when I say that you should ask how much your partner earns and also think it through, because you and him or her as individuals are going to have certain needs For example, you might want to visit the salon or the spa every other month. Now that requires money. So, as long as both of your finances are sorted and you have an understanding of who's going to spend on what, is your collective income good enough to run the household? If not, then what needs to be done? How much work and effort you need to put on in your career in order to be where you dream of being? All of these questions are super important. You will be running the household together. Of course, I'm not saying that your future partner needs to be the one who needs to put in more money and you don't contribute financially to your household. But whatever the situation is, based on that, discuss frankly who and how the household is gonna be run financially. What are your saving plans? What are your investment plans? Clarify all your financial doubts without any shame. Number 4, past relationships. I know, it is none of my business to tell you that you should know about your partner's past. But if you know it, then at least there are no chances of surprises in the future. Now, some of us are not okay with our partners having any kind of past. If that is the case, and you get to know about such relationships after the marriage, won't you feel cheated? That is the reason I'm saying that with an open mind, try to understand your partner, what happened in their past relationships, and if you're not going to go there, at least try to know whether they had a past or not. Sometimes the peek into the past might help you to decide whether you want to spend the rest of your life with that person or not. Number 5, friends and family. Each of us have a different kind of dynamics with our friends and our family members or our relatives. Understanding what is your partner's dynamics with their friends and their relatives, what is his or her expectation of you with respect to that department, and whether the person is going to be in touch with their friends, how much, that is all also critical. I am a person who loves being around people, but my husband is an introvert. So we have to strike a balance between how much we go out, how much does he meet my friends, how much do I call them in our house for say house parties, how many relatives should visit us. So there were very minute details that we sort of understood about each other without going into specifics. Now that was important because me being an extrovert and him being an introvert had to click together. So we both needed to come to a common point. If he did not know that I am going to go on trips with my friends, and if he was not okay with it, what would I do? In order to make the relationship work, I might have compromised. But would that make me happy? So it's important to discuss these things as well. One pro tip in this respect is to travel with your partner somewhere. The real side of a person comes out while traveling. How much patience they have, what kind of traveler are they, do they like interacting with people, how do they treat staff. These questions might have an impact on your future as well. Try to understand them as much as you can before the marriage happens. We all like to believe that our partners would change after they get married to us. If you think that they are going to change after marriage, my dear friend, you might just be wrong. If you've discussed about your expectations very frankly in that area and also understood that people do not change their habits, their behaviors all of a sudden, as humans we have a tendency to go back to our inherent natures, then you can take a peek into your future. Now, if you are in a relationship, you would pretty much be knowing about these things. So one of the best things or a best favor to yourself is not to expect that they will suddenly change. If it is an arranged marriage situation and if you do not know about these things, ask them. So I hope these 5 questions will help you breeze through any difficult arranged marriage meeting, or if you are in a relationship, help you decide whether you want to get married to your current partner or not. And I do understand that sometimes it's just a matter of heart. But if you know the answers to these 5 questions, then it will just help you in managing your expectations better. And that, my friend, is the most critical aspect of a successful marriage: managing your expectation. If you like this video, then share it with your friends and family. Also, hit the like button and the subscribe button. Take care. I hope you have a beautiful life ahead. Bye.